mindfulness. How do you measure the payoff of mindfulness, particularly in a corporate setting where everything is based on ROI?
So this is a very difficult question. How do you get an ROI for something as soft as mindfulness? Or this question has been asked for decades about emotional intelligence, which also seems soft. But it turns out that so-called soft skills have hard impacts, have hard consequences. So for example, Richie talked about the brain change that occurs. The question is, can you see it in performance? And here I think it's important to ask yourself, well, what metric would we use for this person in this position to show that they do it any better than someone in the same position that doesn't do this? And this gets into a lot of methodological questions that I am going to turn over to Richie.
Well, let me just share the results of one long-term longitudinal study. This was a study done of 1,000 people born in Dunedin, New Zealand, who have been followed since birth. They're now in their 40s. Metrics of self-control, self-regulation, and attention,
which are boosted by mindfulness.
Which are boosted by mindfulness.
Right.
When the kids are 4 and 5 years of age, predict outcomes when these individuals are in their early 30s. They predict the extent to which a person abuses drugs. The better self-control you have as a kid, the less likely you are to abuse drugs when you're 32 years of age. It predicts physical health. It predicts financial success.
I think this is very important for the business audience, because
Absolutely.
What this says is that the ability that you learn in childhood, it can pick up at any point. These are learned and learnable, remember. That ability to fix your attention on what matters and ignore distractions or a distant goal is going to predict a financial outcome, a positive financial outcome.
Yeah, and actually in this study, the kids who are in the top percentile in self-control when they're 4 and 5 years of age earned on average $6,000 a year in US dollars more than the kids who are in the lowest percentile.
There's another kind of amazing fact they found, which is that cognitive control in childhood was a better predictor of your financial success in your adult years than IQ or the wealth of the family you grew up in.
Right. All put together.
Okay, we'll take maybe 2 more questions.
Sure.
We're getting a few questions about just actually starting to practice mindfulness. Do you have any advice for how long